Morning, boys. This is basically round two for the second RV, the one that's going to be a pin on the rear end. I kind of know more or less what to expect, and I kind of prepared myself. I guess that was the only good thing about not taking it and giving me the extra days. So I ended up having to go in a Harbor Freight, and I bought some wireless magnetic mount lights to mount to the back of the trailer, and I'll show you guys. Don't mind the lights, freaking salt always gets to them. Let's see. These things, they're Keyway or Kenway or something like that. I don't remember. So I'll show you guys. You guys are, I don't know how well they work. I guess we'll find out together. Kenway, I'm sorry. Wireless toning lights. So I just charged them overnight. You get the cable, and then you get the wireless piece that plugs into your 4-pin. Then you got your car charger, your home charger with USB. Pretty straightforward. I don't know. It says it's magnetic mount, but I think I'm going to zip tie them down once I get there. I guess they work as a stop and a turn signal, and yeah, just something to mount up to the light, and it's supposedly good for up to 100 feet as far as the distance goes from the lights to the 4-pin connector. So we'll see how tried and true that's going to turn out. But for the meantime, I do have my transporter plate too, so that way I'm not having to worry about getting pulled over by the state patrol for having no plates, because this unit is in desperate need of work. But yeah, I just figured I'd kind of give you guys a rundown of today. So we're just gonna go pick up. It's the same thing as the previous trailer that I had picked up from IAA, except that this one's a 3-axle. It's a lot more rougher shape. It's a lot longer. It's a lot heavier. So I'd expect worse fuel mileage, and I would imagine the day is not going to be. I wouldn't say it's going to be difficult, or as much difficult, but I would definitely say it's not going to be easy. But who knows? Like I said, I try to come prepared. Actually, you know what? Let me check if I got the jack. I'm carrying a jack right now. Yep, but still, I got two. So I got the regular jack, and then I got a pill jack. So, not that it makes a world of a difference, but in case I need it for whatever reason. But like I said, IAA over there doesn't really let you work on the equipment, so kind of a bummer. It is what it is. I'm over that. So anyways, that's how the day's gonna run down. So let's start heading out. I gotta get some fuel and some coffee. Actually, I got my coffee here, but I'm not as tired. I got some good sleep. So yeah, let's head on out, and I'll check in with you guys once we're back in once we're already in IAA, and maybe even hooked on, because they don't like recording, or us recording, or whatever. So anyways, I'll keep you guys updated as soon as I'm up there.
God bless with breath in these lungs. Life too short to play it on speed run. Only get one, no option to rerun. Where Babylon goes, too high to reach some. Down to earth, stay grinding when storms come. Rat race, only one to run from.
Alright, quick update. So we're roughly about 2 minutes away, and we're actually getting ready to pull up. And yeah, this unit itself, because I saw it yesterday, so I kind of had a glimpse. I ended up bringing 2 jacks. I don't think I'll need them, because they won't let me work in it or work on it as far as like lifting it goes and all that, due to liability purposes. But I want to say that, you know, knowing the right people, I guess, or coming across the right people, I might be able to get someone with the big forklift or whatever to come in and just lift it up where it levels out the kingpin, you know, where it lines up with my 5th wheel, and maybe as he's holding it, I can just back up, you know, right back on or whatever. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I don't know. I mean, it really varies on these guys, because some places are cool about it, some places they don't. who knows, they might just want it out of here and they're probably willing to help me out or whatever, just kind of get it out of the way. So I'm pulling up here to the IAA out here of Puyallup. I gotta check in real quick, and then I gotta wait on the gal that's gonna come out here and pretty much escort me over to the RV or whatever, and hopefully, fingers crossing, guys, fingers crossing, I'm able to get some help. If that's the case, that's a lifesaver. That's a day that's not going to be so long at that point. So anyways, let me park real quick and I'll check in with you guys once I'm already checked in. You know, you might hear from me maybe after the fact that I'm already hooked on, because these guys don't really, like I said, they don't really like me filming in here, and I gotta respect it, and I understand. I'm not here to bother anybody and all that. I'm just trying to make content for you guys. So again, let me keep you guys updated, and then we'll see what happens from here on out. All right, boys, quick update. Not good, like I figured. It's been about 40 miles, give or take, slow moving. And this thing, obviously you guys can't feel it, but I can definitely tell you it smells like brake. So I don't know if the bearing's dry from sitting that long or if the brake's just locked. Either way, I'm going to try to take that tire off in the middle of the road. And this is the stuff that they don't want to tell you guys. You know, dealing with these units, you don't know what to expect. You know, they're salvaged units. All I can tell you is you got to be ready for it. You know, you got to have your tools in hand, and you got to be willing to get down and dirty and kind of risk it. So if I keep going, let's just say for the ones that don't know, if I keep going with that tire or the bearing, I run the risk of starting a tire fire. And if you start a tire fire, well, outside of the bearings catching fire and the tire catching fire, then you're pretty much going to burn the whole thing down. And you know, yeah, I got a fire extinguisher and I got a spare one in my toolbox, but you know, it's part of the job. You know, when you're hauling these things, you gotta be ready for them. So what I believe, in theory, I think either this thing was parked for such a long time that they didn't grease them before it got it ended up in IAA, or you know, the brakes are seized up to where it's locking. It could be that. I mean, either way, worst case scenario, I'm going to take off the tire on the other side, on the first axle closest to my truck, and I'll see if I can grease it, because I got a grease gun. Give it a couple spins, you know, see how that pans out. And if that's not going to do it, hopefully it's a grease pack one and not the oil hub. But if that doesn't do it, then I'm just gonna remove the tire, put the tire in the RV, and more than likely I'll end up strapping the axle or whatever, strapping the axle down and just continue on the road with it, because I don't really have a choice. I'm still 100 miles, about 120 miles away from where it needs to be, so that's part of the job. So I just figured I'd showcase it with you guys, since you guys are riding along with me. And yeah, let me get to it. All right, well, we're back in commission here. So what I ended up doing is I ended up obviously taking the tire out, and I just put it on the inside the fifth wheel. So the idea behind that is due to the fact that it was causing the bearings to spin, as far as the wheel being mounted on the or, you know, on the hub or whatever. It was kind of, when I took a closer look, once I got the tire off, which was kind of a pain on the rear end, I saw that there was a lot of grease splattered everywhere. And when that happens, typically it's usually because it's a seal blowout. So the seal behind just gave up, you know what I mean, from sitting, and it probably dry rotted or whatever. And that happens. It's not to say it wasn't like, you know, like, oh no, it shouldn't have happened. It happens. I mean, you don't want to let anything sit for too long. That's why there's a say called lot rot. You know, things start to rot away. But more to the point is the seal being blown out. Even if I re-greased it with the grease gun, it was gonna spew out the grease again. So maybe not right away it would have spewed it out, but it was gonna spew it out. And yeah, it's just 120 miles. I mean, what could happen, right? You know, but those 120 miles, if you don't catch it on time like how we did now, it can get pretty bad, and to the point where you either, you know, you can be moving at 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, and next thing you know, the entire hub, because it dried out of grease, can come all apart with the wheel and tire, you know, everything. And you know, you can only imagine if you're cruising down the road and then that tire just separates itself with the entire hub, you know, you hit a car, now you're, you know, that's a liability. And essentially you got to look at it like that, at least, you know, from my point of view. So that's why I just decided, no, I don't want to repack it. I mean, you could, but me personally, I just don't have it, you know, in my head where I'm going to justify putting the tire on and taking the gamble. I mean, I just don't see it. It's not worth it. So that's what I did, and right now we're just cruising at, you know, 40 miles an hour going up here Tiger Mountain Pass here on Highway 18. I'm keeping an eye on her. You know, I'm not expecting the worst, but I'm also not hoping for the best, if that makes sense. So I'm just kind of cruising along. You know, I'm paying attention to my mirrors every 5 to 10 seconds, just make sure nothing's out of place, and just, you know, trying to make it there in one piece, if that makes any sense. So anyways, that's why I figured I'd make this, because a lot of people don't talk about, you know, the behind scenes of what it's like when you haul inoperables. And technically, although you can say it's not inoperable as far as this fifth wheel goes, because it has its tires and all, I still consider it an inop based on the fact that it's coming out of an insurance auction. So at the end of the day, you know, it was damaged, and it was there at that damaged insurance claim, and it ended up being an insurance auto auction, or Copart, or however you want to call it. So it's all the same thing, you know, inop or not, coming out of the same place. You got to treat it with a little bit more care. You got to be a little bit more prepared, and you got to have your mentality up to date with what you can expect, and basically be ready for it. Whether you got spare fluid, spare bearings, spare parts, tools, you name it, at some point Murphy's Law will be in effect when it comes down to these inoperable units. What can happen will happen. That's something that nobody wants to say. At least I don't hear it enough, but I need to put it out there. So anyways, I'll keep you guys updated. We still got another 2 hours. Oh no, I'm way off, 168 miles. Whoops, I thought I was 120 miles. Well, anyways, I'll keep you guys up to date on how this is going, and if something comes up, obviously you guys will be the first to know. If nothing comes up, then I'll be up there. Hopefully I can get some video footage of when I'm dropping it off and whatnot. So anyways, I will see you here, probably a few seconds for you guys and a couple hours for me. We're up here in Snoqualmie. I popped the hood, let the heat extract out. Well, let the fluid pull the heat from the engine, and then I'm gonna let the engine extract the heat from the fluid, if that makes any sense. This is the reason why I do it. So, pulling up the hill. Oh wow, that actually dropped pretty quick. So, my oil temperature was actually at 215 climbing up the hill. My trans temperature was about 168, and my coolant was a 206. 208. So it's very important, you know. For instance, I was climbing up the hill for about like 4 miles, climbing up steady grade. Speeds are about 25 to 35 miles an hour, and now that I'm parked, it's only been about 3 minutes, and it's amazing how much of a significant difference it does when you just park, turn on your heater full blast, let the heater core cycle in the heat, and then just pop your hood and let the truck, as I said, pull the heat out of the or the engine pull the heat out of the fluids, and vice versa. So this thing is a 2000, whatever this thing is, right? I did the research on it. It's 13,000 pounds, and right off the bat, this is the problem with it. So I just came back and I just checked it out, right? So I make sure, this is what I was telling you guys, with the tire mounted, this thing would be spinning. Now it's obviously not hot where I can tolerate the you know, the metal or whatever. I already checked those two, make sure they're not hot. We'll get to these things here in a sec. I just want to get close to all this, and this one's got a little bit of heat, but not where I can't touch it or whatever. This one's I'm starting to worry a little bit about too. That's why I wanted to stop. So this is going to be my next victim right here. Yeah, this is really getting hot where I can't tolerate it. So this is going to be a problem already. God damn it. So I'm going to let it cool off a little bit and pretty much see where things go from there. I'm still quite a ways out, so I'm just kind of waiting for it to cool off a little bit. I might have to take that tire off, I don't know yet. So that's what I was getting to, you guys. Those 10-way trailer brakes, or not trailer brakes, those lights. Sorry guys, don't mind the tools and the mess. These things. 10-way wireless towing light kit. What do I think about them? So far, so good. You know, I got them at Harbor Freight for about, I think, just under 150 bucks. And I'm not knocking on them, but I did my review on it. I did my research on them, and I've heard good and I've heard bad. I don't know. But so far, so good on my end. I don't expect them to last forever, because that's the complaint, that after like its third or fourth use, then they start to really crap out. And so so yeah, I don't know how long to expect it to last. I might return them, I don't know. So this is the setup of it. They're wireless. You have to plug in, this piece is a wireless piece. That's all you got to do, is plug it into your 4-ways or your 4-pin and run the 4-ways, and that's why you were seeing them blink. So yeah, the light's off. We're just gonna turn off the 4-ways there. We'll just put the turn signal to the right and you'll see. So the turn signal to the right's on, and they're magnetic. So they've really got like a magnet on the bottom plate right here. So obviously this is the driver's side, and it's pretty cool because it tells you right there, look, driver. These little diodes, it's your battery life. You know, so once it gets down to 1, obviously you need to charge them up, and it kind of, the sequential of it, it goes from low all the way to fully charged. That's the mounting point of the magnet. It's solid. I mean, I got it wrapped around. It gives you a little lanyard piece there to put it there, but same scenario. Now we got the right turn blinker on, and I don't know if you guys can, there we go, passenger. So it tells you everything right there. Again, same scenario. You got the lanyard piece, so magnet on the bottom. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, I got nothing bad to say about that. As far as the Kenway or whatever they call it, I recommend it. Long term, I don't know what to tell you there, but short term, it works out. So anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. I'm really concerned is just that tire on that side, the center axle on the other side is what I'm concerned on. So other than that, I'm gonna let that axle cool down, and then I'm gonna keep hitting the road. So yeah, the view's actually pretty nice. If you guys are ever out here in Washington State, check out Snoqualmie Pass. You guys can go out here skiing. So anyways, I'll let you guys be. I'll see you here shortly after. We're here. So we're gonna pretty much have it parked so it's right up against the fence line. Enough space where both the slide, this slide and that slide are open, and it's not too far up against the corner there. But right now the plan is, oh, they never showed you guys the damage too. So this one's not busted. This is the one that was busted. So that's the one that was busted. With that one, and then of course you got to give the tire back. But That was the damage. That's why it was all the way to the ground. When I came to pick this up, the front end of the fifth wheel was basically had like these little like 2x4 block pieces or whatever, wood pieces, and it was pretty much landing to the ground. So you can only imagine my fifth wheel was like down. Like I said, it was lining up with my tailgate. So anyways, I took off the magnetic lights already. I got to take my plate, and then it's pretty much a done deal. I don't want to record the guys out here, guys. I'm sorry. I want to showcase the other side, but the guys are right there, so I don't want to put them up there, you know what I mean? But overall, we're gonna open up the thing here, run power. Hopefully, I mean, I think they paid a couple $100 for it. I don't know the number, but it was I for sure was like under, I would imagine under $1,000. I don't know, coming out of IAA. So I mean, I can't say they're good deals, but if you're willing to put your time and labor into it, maybe there might be something out there for you guys. If you guys are ever in the market for a fifth wheel and you know, some carpentry stuff, you know, for basic stuff. So anyways, let me set up real quick, and then I'll let you guys, I'll give you guys an update as soon as what the MPG was and all that stuff. So give me an update here, guys. Alrighty, boys, we are back on the saddle, and I want to run numbers with you guys as far as MPG goes and as far as how much I spent while it's still fresh on my mind, because my mind right now is going 100 miles an hour. I got a bunch of stuff that goes through my head every day. So getting down to the nitty-gritty, I spent about under $200, probably like 170, 180 bucks round trip, because I went empty, obviously. The truck on average, when it's empty, gets about 18 miles to the gallon. Yes, and this one does have the 410s on the rear differential, and it's a 6-speed Ison 2014 Ram. I'll get into a video. I'll make a video of this truck sooner or later, but overall, that's what the truck is, right? 18 miles to the gallon is what it gets on average. Loaded, on average, it's about 11 miles to the gallon. Sometimes it'll see 12 if I'm on flat ground, or I think the most I've seen is about 14 miles to the gallon at most, and I was like out in Texas, flat ground, just cruising along at like freaking 70 plus. But today it was about 13 and a half miles to the gallon, believe it or not. I was even impressed by that too, and the only reason that made sense, I guess, was due to the fact that I was cruising at 55, 57 miles an hour, kind of in between. Obviously, because I have a tire that, you know, got dismounted, and along with the rim, so I had to drive a little bit more cautious, you know. And then I had another hub that was starting to kind of get a little hot, so I kind of kept an eye, and I figured, well, why run fast, you know, catch it on time, and, you know, don't ask for the trouble by picking up the speed and getting the heat friction, metal to metal heat friction wound up, you know what I mean. So overall, I mean, it wasn't so bad, but yeah, those are the hard numbers. 170 bucks, 180 bucks on fuel, 13 and a half miles a gallon. I'm trying to think of what else, guys. Overall, the trip wasn't bad. Although, heads up, there is the Saab from the previous video. It's coming back up, so they ended up making a key, so I actually got to pick up that. I got to pick that one up tomorrow, and I'll vlog that one too. That one's got a crazy story too, man. That was anybody that owns a Saab, please don't lose your keys. You're gonna have a rough time getting keys. But anyways, I'll save that for tomorrow. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, comment down below, and I'll do the best that I can to answer it back to you guys. You know, it's just, I'm working around it, you know, as far as answering and kind of thinking, you know, ways to enhance my way of doing these videos and kind of what I can talk about that's actually useful information for you guys out there that are trying to get in a hot shot or RV transport or auto hauling or power only, whatever, because that's more or less what I do. So again, comment down below what you guys want to know. I'll do the best that I can to reach out back and answer it, you know, once my thoughts are kind of gathered in. If you guys like the video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you guys really enjoy watching a little bit of what I do in this channel, subscribe. It really would help me a lot. But overall, I'm thankful for you guys. It's just, you know, I don't expect much out of this channel, but if it grows and you guys enjoy it, that's the goal. And you guys are learning something from me, even better. That's the main thing. So anyways, I won't make the video too long. I'll cut it here, and then I will start taking video vlogging or whatever you want to call it on that Saab, so we can talk about that one. That's going to be a good one. So anyways, with that being said, guys, I will catch you on the next one.